Good morning, Susie.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. How do you think our viewers are today?
I think everyone's doing awesome.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about our viewers is that they're handsome, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
What a weird beginning to this episode. Folks, my name is Luke. This is beautiful Susie here, and we are in Virginia today, out for an adventure. This is a day hike adventure, and we are headed to the Johnson Farm. This is a loop trail. I know absolutely nothing about it other than this sign right here.
I don't know a lot about it. I believe that it is a historic property, so
Yeah.
I think that it is an actual farm that we're going to go visit. Not a working farm, but it's just been preserved for history purposes. So that's all I know. The trail is not hard or strenuous, pretty easy going. It's a little breezy today, so I had to put on my hat.
Right.
But today we are just hiking and having a blast in Virginia.
All right.
So,
Sounds good.
all right.
Now, with that being said, everyone, let's go.
To start off the adventure, we have some coyote scat right here. And Susie found a bee's nest, an old one, of course.
I don't know about you, love, but I get a real, like there's a troll in the forest sort of vibe.
Yeah, entirely possible.
Yeah, the forest seems very old. You know, a lot of these trees are falling apart, you know, breaking down. It would be the perfect environment for a troll.
You'll have to pay the toll.
To get to the boys, how does that go? I don't remember.
I don't know.
You got to pay the troll toll to get to the something or other.
Across the bridge.
Yeah, something like that.
This may be Coyote Mountain. Lots of scat all over the place.
We're exploring today.
That's right.
We are back in Virginia. You know what they say about Virginia?
It's for lovers.
That's right.
So, Susie, what is new?
Hi, well, let's see. I don't know, pretty much
Nothing.
same old stuff. We got our new patches out. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys seen those? Those are pretty cool.
Available for sale right now.
Yep,
And they are awesome.
they really are awesome. Quite impressed with them.
Yep.
What about you all? What is new? Make sure to comment down below because we read every single comment.
So it looks like we found the Dirty Dancing tree. So, of course, Luke's gonna get on there. He has to do the exact same
I don't know.
moves that Patrick Swayze did in Dirty Dancing. I don't think that's it, babe.
That's the only thing I got.
I don't think that's quite it. Try again.
That's all I got. Wait, you're supposed to be up on top of that with me, aren't you?
Yeah, but someone has to hold the camera.
Check out this tree. I told you this is the troll forest.
Oh, that tree has some major tumors.
Yeah. It's not a tumor. It is a tumor. Now as for myself, what is new? Not a whole lot, just like Susie. Life is good, feeling good. Out on the trail, looking forward to the next overnight adventure, which is coming up soon. You guys are going to like this. It is what a lot of people want to see. Without a doubt, folks, 2018 is going to be the year of adventure. Susan and I are going to be doing more traveling, more day hikes, more overnight trips than ever before.
So I have to tell everyone that we are celebrating your birthday.
What? No.
Yes. I don't know when the video is going to go live, but we are in Virginia to celebrate Luke's birthday, to work, to have fun, to hike, all of that good stuff, all rolled into one.
Yes, it is my birthday. Can you believe it that I'm almost 40 years old?
Happy birthday!
Hey, I hear the viewers saying happy birthday right now.
Yeah, it's like ding, 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 happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
Let me go ahead and tell you guys that since on our trip to Virginia, we have been scoping out new places to go. You know,
We found some really cool spots.
We did find some really cool spots because when we travel, we like to take kind of back roads. We don't like to travel on the main interstates. So we've been able to scope out some really cool places that we plan to come back to.
Yeah.
So that's always fun about traveling, is that you can find new places.
Hidden gems.
Exactly.
Susie is so right. We found some awesome places to check out. I mean, places that are like truly out in the middle of nowhere. I cannot wait to hop in good old Moose and go explore them.
So Luke is getting super hot
Yep.
in his...
First, I started with the down jacket and this layer here, this wool shirt, wool sweater. And just from like carrying the camera, which is a workout by itself. The camera's heavy, the tripod's heavy. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I'm in one of those situations where like I'm almost cool,
Yeah.
but at the same time I'm like sweating my brains out because it's like a workout, really.
Yeah, this camera is extremely heavy.
Yeah, it is. I tell you folks, I love Virginia. It's beautiful. It doesn't seem like the population is as dense as it is in North Carolina for some reason.
Right.
I mean, I could be way off about that. I'm just telling you how it feels.
I think I see something, Susie.
I do too.
I can't wait to learn more about this farm.
Yeah. Should be interesting.
Yep.
I couldn't imagine the time where you would have this farm out here. You had very few neighbors, very isolated.
Can't imagine it.
Nope. That definitely would not be an easy life. You worked for it.
You did. So basically, as we're hiking up this trail, it is a road. It's clearly an old road.
Right.
And this marker says, I am an old-time country lane. For many years, cows clattered back and forth over me. Wagons pummeled up and down, children raced, and farmers plodded, wearing me deeper and deeper into the earth. Now I'm empty and silent, unused, unwanted, forgotten. Ah, but what stories I could tell.
Wow.
So true.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Now, whoever said this is unwanted apparently doesn't know us very well.
We'll take it.
We would live here. Oh wow, this is cool. Okay, so you have the barn and the shed.
And I see the white fence
Yeah.
and a house.
Guys, this is cool. So it looks like the trail loops around this way. Here's the house.
Wow.
Yep, nothing more than an old farmhouse.
You know, Susie, this reminds me
Of our very first home.
It does.
Yep.
Yep. So our first home was a little white house.
Just like this.
Just like this. That was
100 years old.
100 years old. My mom was born and raised in it, and it's just, yeah, it is a lot like it.
Yeah. You can imagine what a house is like when it's 100 years old, especially in the wintertime. Like, the wind would blow from up on top of the mountains down into the valley, slam into the side of the house. The curtains would shake, would blow back and forth because the wind would just come right on in. Sometimes it was so cold in that house.
We would bring a mattress into the living room area where the heat was, and we would just sleep there because you really couldn't sleep in other rooms. It would just be too cold.
Yeah. We would have to hang up quilts separating all the rooms so we could stay warm in the living room.
Yeah. Good times, man.
Oh, it was
Good
fantastic.
times.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like, just poor as dirt, happy as hell. We loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just starting out, 2 kids having fun. That would be us having kids. You know, I say having fun, but the truth is, it was really hard. Extremely
There
hard.
wasn't much fun, but it's all good.
Yeah. There was a lot of good times, but like we struggled a lot.
Yeah, it seems more fun now.
Yeah, looking back on it. But at the time it was super stressful. I mean, I would work like 14 hours a day. Susie would work. Like the drive to the house was over an hour
Yeah.
each way.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, like paycheck to paycheck, constantly overdrafting our account.
calling our moms and saying, "Do you have $20?"
Yeah. Hate to ask. Yeah. Good times though.
All right, let's take a look at the farm.
All right. Does anyone know what this is?
Make sure to comment down below. Tell us what you think that is. I will have a comment. I will pin it at the very top, and I will let you all know for sure what it is. I grew up with stuff like that. My great-grandfather, he was a farmer. He was the very first person in my community to have power. He set up a water wheel in the creek.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So guys, check this out. You know, I have to say, it is so awesome of the Park Service to preserve this piece of history.
Right. And to allow us to explore.
Yeah, and to allow people to explore. You know, the East Coast of the United States is the oldest part of our country.
Right.
So all of this history it's really important to preserve it so people don't forget.
Sure.
And so people know how it used to be. That's amazing that they have preserved this.
It's very fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
You know, it's like young folk, they can't even imagine what life was like 100 years ago. I mean, can't even come close to imagining how rough it was. I mean, you and I really can't.
We can't even
either.
imagine, really.
Yep.
You know, we've heard the stories from our grandparents and their grandparents. So we've heard all those stories and they get passed down.
Right.
But it's like it's slowly fading
That is
out.
disappearing.
Because you can see when we talk to our kids and we'll tell a story about our grandma or great grandma, you know, it's almost like, you can see they just don't really quite believe
Yeah,
it, you know.
that's true. When my great-grandfather was alive, he would tell me stories, you know, about when he was younger, when my dad was a kid. You know, like meat was a luxury. They didn't have meat very often, you know, unless like they killed a squirrel, you know, killed a deer, something like that. Most of the time it was like potatoes out of the ground, some vegetables, and that's about it. Nobody wants to see grocery stores go away. I mean, we have it so easy.
We can have a small garden and grow some things, but could we be, you know, self-sustaining?
No.
Probably not.
Most people can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, there's an idea that's very romanticized about like, oh, I'm gonna survive off the land. 99.8% of the people on this planet cannot do it.
You can't do it.
Yeah. A family very rarely can take care of like their needs 100%.
Exactly.
And that's an entire family waking up, working all day.
Yeah.
So,
And I just read an article about meat being created in a lab now.
Yeah.
So that's where the world is going.
Oh, yeah.
You know, our meat will be created in a lab.
everything's
Which
created.
is really strange
Yep.
and weird.
Yes.
I'm not sure about that.
So we're getting off track here. Back to the farm. We could share our thoughts with you all in our newsletter. We don't really have a newsletter, I'm just kidding.
Imagine that being pulled behind 2 oxen or some horses,
Yeah.
donkeys.
Yeah.
I see a sign over here. Let's go see what it has to say.
Okay.
Maybe we could get some history about this, like, you know, how old is this farm? When did it close down, and so on.
Right.
I love the old bell. I can imagine Mom coming out, ringing the bell. It's time for lunch or dinner.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's find out about the Johnson farmhouse.
All right.
The farmhouse was built in several sections, each at different times. John T. Johnson bought the land in the 1850s. A 4-room log cabin stood here. And over the next 70 years, the family added porches, a dining room, a kitchen, clapboard siding, and a tin roof. In 1974, the house was restored to its 1920s appearance. The furnishings were chosen based on information provided by the family and former community residents.
You know, I think Susan would agree. We both love this. I mean, it's kind of what we want to retire with, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of our end goal.
Yep.
Yep, have a place, not quite on top of the mountains, but something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, away from people, quiet life. I wonder if this is the spring house. I'm curious, I haven't seen any water sources around here. Oh yeah, it is.
Yep. Now they have it sealed off so you can't drink it. But yeah, this would be the spring house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have some water here. Wash your hands. You know, talking about my great-grandfather, like I remember so many things from when I was a kid, when he was alive. And, you know, he had that water wheel. Well, by the time I was a kid, everybody had power. Everybody was hooked up to power and so on. So he converted the water wheel to like a polishing system. So he could polish like rocks and stones and stuff like that
Oh,
to
that's cool.
to make more money. Yeah, and he also used to make moonshine. He'd have this system, I remember, like as the water wheel would go around, like there was like this wooden hammer that would come down and smash apples. And it would push out like the apple juice.
Yeah.
And all that stuff went on to
Ah,
make moonshine.
That was a long time ago.
very long time ago.
I love the foundation of the house.
Yeah,
Just piles of rocks.
rocks.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Do you think that's up to code?
Code. Ugh. Don't even get me started on building codes.
There's all kinds of little porches and
Oh,
things
yeah.
on this house.
And you can see here just how much this house has shifted over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very characteristic of homes that are this old. There's probably not a right angle or anything level in this whole house. So here's a picture of the farm in the 20s. Now this home site goes back to 1776.
Yeah, the very first one, and it was passed through several different people until it finally got to John Johnson. And that's why it's called the Johnson Farm.
Right.
This farm was worked for 90 years.
That, my friends, is pretty awesome. All right, so it is time to head back down off the mountain, wrap this up, hit up another trail. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only bit of color in the forest. Susie, you know what it's like somewhat to be a farmer. Your dad's a farmer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an easy life.
No, definitely not.
No. And it's not one that really generates much money these days.
No.
Yep.
My dad has always lived that life, and he grew up that way, and he still holds on to it. But you know, the thing is like it's just a past way of life. There just aren't farmers anymore.
No.
They're really. I know a lot of people grow food and things like that, but it's not true farming. You know, to me, it's really interesting. A lot of the farmers that we have now, they're using all kinds of technology and
Sure.
really like, you know, making advances to grow food like all year long.
Yeah.
We've seen some of it with some local farms that we know.
Right.
And so to me, it's not true farming.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I know they're still farming, but
like when it's done in a warehouse. You know what I mean?
so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's different. It's just a different, I wouldn't call it farming. It's just different.
Yep. Yep. Totally different.
Yep.
Cold.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
That happened recently. That's new.
All right, Susie. What's next?
Okay, well, we've come to a fork in the road. Which path should we take?
Right, right.
But we are going to head to Balance Rock and see what that's about.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Susie and I were pretty much going with the breeze. We didn't plan on taking this trail. We're just going with the flow.
We are explorers,
Yes, we are.
and that's what you do.
Is it windy enough for you?
It's windy. It's not too bad. I think you should put your hat on, though.
I'm nice and warm.
You are?
Yep.
For those of my viewers who have their own YouTube channels, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Put the camera down, walk off, run back, grab camera, hike that part again, over and over and over.
check this out. Wow. What is that, Susie?
You know that's like forest porn, right?
It is definitely forest porn. We've got about a mile to go up on top of this mountain.
And then we will come to some sort of balancing rock.
Bouncing rock.
I don't even know what that means. A rock on top of another one or something? I don't know. Water break. You need some water?
Oh yeah, can we just share?
Sure. No, we can't. I need my fluids.
I need mine more.
I need all of my fluids.
I need mine more. More. I know what you're thinking about though.
What's that?
Cheeseburgers, cheeseburgers, cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Cheeseburgers, cheeseburgers, cheeseburgers.
You know, since we're like in a different place, we're not at home, you should get something different than a burger.
Yeah. They do have a catfish sandwich at the restaurant that's close by, which sounds really awesome. I love catfish.
Yeah, I think you should get that, because when do you ever get to eat catfish?
Pretty rarely.
Yeah.
When I lived in Florida, when I was a young kid, I was probably maybe 7 years old or something like that. I went fishing with a friend of mine, and the only thing that we had for bait was hot dogs.
Ew.
Yeah, so throw it out, and I catch this gigantic catfish with a hot dog. And I remember, like, the kid's father, he's like, "You caught a catfish with a hot dog?"
Who knew? Catfishes love hot dogs.
Yeah, they do.
Honey, what if when we get to the top, it's like two pebbles?
Being balanced on top of
Yeah.
each other.
I mean, what if?
Yeah. And they've been there for hundreds of years.
No one's disturbed them.
That would impress me more than the whole balancing thing.
Yeah.
Say, that's a nice rock.
That is a nice rock.
Yeah. Poison oak on that tree to your left right there.
Yeah. Don't touch it.
Yep, don't touch.
You know, you guys may notice when I'm hiking around, I'm constantly touching things. And I've done that since I was a kid. I know it may sound a little hippie-ish, I guess, but it grounds me, it connects me to nature. I just love feeling the different textures, smelling the different smells. I wonder how many people do the exact same thing.
So we came up this way. We're here on this knoll, heading on up. The one thing that I noticed is that this place is covered in game trail.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, lots and lots of trails. You have one through here. You have one that goes over here. You have one that goes there, and another one over here. They're busy out here.
I feel like all the deer like bed down here.
Yeah,
you know, and
definitely.
Then they take off in the morning.
Sure. You can see how flat some of this grass is.
Yeah, like over here especially.
I mean, they're huddling down.
Now when I see this, it makes me want to stealth camp here. I mean, how often do you find a flat spot on top of a mountain? All right, we are about 700 feet away from Harkening. Is it Harkening Hill?
Harkening Hill.
Harkening Hill, okay.
Yeah. Here is a very good toilet in case anyone needs to go.
Right? Perfectly shaped.
Built in. Just pop a squat
Yeah.
and good to go.
It's amazing how many times you will come across something like that.
I see a sign up here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, looks like you found it.
We made it.
3,364, I guess.
54 feet in elevation. The summit of Harkening Hill.
Gotcha. Cool.
I think it's time for a howl. What do you think?
All right, let's do it.
Come on up, love. The view is pretty good.
All right.
Now check this out, everyone. You can see for miles and miles. You go 15 miles this way and the sun is out. Isn't that amazing?
So this is definitely cool. We need to go check out the Balancing Rock. We howled. Let's keep on hiking.
All right, so we are coming up on some cool rocks. Supposedly Balancing Rock is down here somewhere.
Yeah, let's go find it.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at.
Hi, Susie.
Hi.
Okay, so that is pretty cool.
It is cool when you see this perspective, right?
Yeah. It's incredibly flat on top.
Yeah.
Huh.
Some weird hair going on here. It's my horn. Whatever. Let's see. I am going to give Susie the camera. I'm gonna pull out my camera, take some pictures. So yeah, we will have fun on this trip. At the very end of this video, I will show you guys the snaps that I take. If they're any good, we shall see. When it comes to taking pictures when it's overcast, and especially in the fall and winter months, you have two big problems. One is light, and two is color. I mean, it's overcast, everything's kind of dark, it's kind of hard to get those highlights that you're looking for in your photos. And when it comes to color, everything's the same color. Everything's brown. So every once in a while, you'll find a red, a green, maybe a yellow or an orange that pops out. And that's usually what makes your photo in the wintertime months. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Now, of course, you could go black and white when you have such dull colors, but not everything really works black and white. So yeah, it's always a gamble. Typically when I come out and I take photos, I will take hundreds of photos and I will end up liking one of them, maybe 3 of them. I mean, it's always different. All right. Well, we've been hiking down the mountain. We took another trail to go back to finish up the loop. I've been taking some photos. I think I probably have a couple good ones. I found some interesting color in the forest. I've had a great time. I love exploring, checking out new trails and scenery.
Me too.
Yeah. We, of course, thank you very much for joining us for this adventure. On to the next.
Hey guys, well, we're pretty much done hiking for the day. We made it to an awesome waterfall that you can see. The rain's coming in, so we had to put the camera up. Luke's been taking tons of photos. Hope you guys enjoy those. Thanks for joining us. You guys take care. Strength and honor. Bye.
Bye, guys.